Happy Friday and welcome to Wags and Whiskers with the Sacramento SPCA. It's Feel Good Friday here at Mix 96, and what could make you feel better than a visit with one of the adorable adoptable pets? Oh my goodness! At the Sacramento SPCA. On cue, Sammy gives you a kiss, Marnie. That's so cute.
Well, yeah, I've trained her to do that. No, I mean, yeah, she is an incredibly sweet dog. So we don't get too many dogs like her where she's only a year and a half, so she's young. We think she's got like some kind of shepherd in her, but we're not, we can never tell for sure, what's in these beautiful dogs when we get them. And she is 90 pounds, so she is very, very big. You're a big girl, aren't you, Sammy? Yeah, she's got a beautiful face. And she,
go ahead.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah. So she's very treat motivated, which is a really cool thing because when animals are treat motivated, they're very easy to train. So Sammy already knows sit. She's a good girl. And I've been trying to teach her, okay, shake. Good girl. Yay. So she's learned these two things since being at the shelter. You're such a smart dog. Such a smart dog. Okay.
Yeah. So Sammy is a year and a half old.
She's very young. Yeah, she's only a year and a half. Hey, Sammy. And we got her, it's actually the number one reason that we actually get animals from previous owners. They moved. And so they moved into an area that, number one, they wouldn't allow pets that were over 20 pounds. Oh. And even if they had a pet, the deposit was going to be very expensive. So that's actually the number one reason that we get pets surrendered at the Sacramento SPCA. It has something to do with the moving situation.
That's so sad. But it is difficult when you have a pet to move. A lot of places require pet rent. I have to pay pet rent for my cat.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It adds up.
Well, and that's the thing. So if you rent, if you don't have your own place, you're kind of at the will of the landlord. And, a lot of places even have what we call breed restrictions. So either by weight or because of the breed of the animal. So and it's weird, there's some breeds on there that people don't expect. Like there are German Shepherds on those lists, Huskies. And she's a like a shepherd mix of some sort, Dalmatians. So there's a lot of like big breeds that landlords just say, no, thank you, I'm not going to deal with this. So that's very unfortunate. Yeah, because come here, Sammy. She obviously she's in good health. She was obviously well taken care of. When she was in her home. I know, you're such a good girl. Okay.
I want to address Irene's comment. She's got a question here. Pet rent? Wow. Yes, Irene. Yeah. And I don't know if this is something that just started in the last few years. I know I had to pay pet rent in Portland, where I lived before. I rented an apartment. And I think I had to pay $50 a month for my cat, pet rent. And then of course I do, I pay it here too, but I mean, he's worth it. I love my cat too.
Yeah, they're worth it, yeah.
But it adds up. If you're on a tight budget, I can see where that would be. Go ahead.
No, and that's exactly right. Like if you're on a tight budget and you can't afford an extra $50 a month, then it's a really difficult decision for people. So, and that's the one thing we really, we don't pass judgment on, when an animal is surrendered to us because we don't really know the entire situation. We just know that they're now in our care and we're going to do the best we can to get them into another home. Hi there, Ms. Sammy. I always want to call you
Sammy.
Oh, you're such
Oh, look at her kissing. Are you sure you don't want to adopt her, Marnie? She really likes you.
I would love her. So the one, but you love cats in not a great way, right, Sammy?
Oh.
So she likes to chase cats. So we're looking for a feline-free home. And we're thinking just because she's so big, that probably older kids, not like super old, but like 8 or 9 and up, just because for like toddlers and such, she might kind of bowl them over, and we don't want that, do we? No. Yeah.
And go ahead.
Oh, and then, yeah, she can be, she's actually really good on leash. You're so good on leash. That makes me so happy. She's also, she's okay with other dogs. We're not sure. She actually lived with other dogs. But here she's shown when she gets kind of close to them that she can be a little picky about who she meets. So, so whoever was interested in adopting her would definitely have a meeting and a consultation with our behaviorist. Yes, on how to introduce her to a new dog in the family. So she might be an only dog. She might be okay with another dog. It just kind of depends on how she reacts to that other, that other dog in the home.
She's absolutely beautiful. And once again, that's one of the extras that people don't think about when adopting a pet versus, buying one off Craigslist or at a pet store that sells pets. When you adopt a pet through the Sacramento SPCA, they are thoroughly checked out. You know exactly what you're getting. They've been thoroughly checked out by a veterinarian. You know what behavior issues there may or may not be, all sorts of information about the breed. And in the many times, the adoption fee is sponsored. And I'll just say this, as somebody who, my cat Nestor's had some tummy issues over the last month, and he's been to the vet a lot. So, and that adds up. That, one visit for him was a couple $100s, I remember. So just having your pet thoroughly checked out by the Sacramento SPCA before you adopt them is a huge savings right there.
It is. And what's another cool thing, Sammy, come here, Bubbles. I know it's kind of interesting out there, huh? So the other cool thing that we do, we have a partnership with VCA, which is, I don't know if people are familiar with VCA, but they're all over Sacramento. And so the partnership is what we do is when an animal gets adopted from us here, you actually get a free wellness check at your local VCA hospital. So that's kind of an added plus. And then you can also, maybe start a relationship with that VCA, or you might already even, see that particular VCA for your other pets. So they'll give a free once over, look over, and all that fun stuff. And if there are any medications that are needed, which is pretty rare, you get a huge discount because of adopting from the SPCA.
Yeah. And I will give a shout out to All Our Pets VCA Hospital in Midtown. They have been amazing with my cat. And, when you move to a new area, it's hard enough to find, a doctor for yourself, but really for a pet, that can take some time. And especially when your pet's in an emergency situation, they've just been so wonderful. I can't say enough good things about them.
Oh, good. And I have to say they're big sponsors of the Sacramento SPCA, and I take my cats there. So yeah, it's a huge comfort to find somebody or a practice that you feel really knows their stuff and you feel comfortable with. Yeah. Honey, yeah.
I want to say hi to Philip, who's watching right now. Oh, we had a listener with a problem the other day that they adopted a dog, and the dog is getting more affection from the wife than the husband is, and he's jealous of the dog. And so Philip here is referring to that. He says he recommends the Sacramento SPCA to the guy that is jealous of his wife's dog. I think Philip recommended that the guy get his own dog.
I know, we've had that. It's so cute. So thank you for that, because we've had, it cracks me up. We've had couples come in and it's like, okay, well, my husband or my wife has their animal, whether it's a cat or a dog. It's like, well, now I want mine. And it's like, well, we can't guarantee, but let's work it. Let's try to figure it out. And that's the other cool thing is that we have, adoption counselors here that will, talk to you about what your lifestyle is. Like if you come in and you say, for example, oh, I'd like to meet, Skippy. Well, let's say that, that Skippy is, like really super high energy, and maybe you're a person that's more of a, like stays home and, likes to binge on Netflix and things like that. They'll say, okay, well, you can meet Skippy, but we have this other dog that might be actually a better fit for your lifestyle. So we don't say no, but we just say, hey, because you told me a little bit about what your life is at home. why don't we pick, why don't we also have you choose or have you look at a couple of other pets that might just, fit better into your home. Because once we get a dog or a cat or a rabbit adopted, we sure as heck don't want them to come back,
Yeah. Well, and I know that you guys do everything possible to make sure that the pet is a good fit for the home and that they're healthy and that everyone's happy. So it's another big plus to adoption.
It's like healthy animal, happy home, huh, Boo? Yeah. So her adoption fee.
Oh, go ahead. I was just going to ask, how big do you think Sammy is going to get? She's only a year and a half now, and she's already 90 pounds. So that's probably a consideration for someone.
Yeah. So she's actually fully grown for her breed. There are some larger breeds that you're right, like Newfoundlands and Great Pyrenees that might take 2 years for them to get to their full growth, but she's actually fully grown. Aren't you, Miss Sammy? So hopefully, that's it. She's at 90 pounds of holding. Her adoption fee is $110, and included in that, from everything that we already talked about, she's also gotten all of her shots. So she's for a year, so she won't need any, like her rabies and her booster. She won't need any more. She also, hi honey. She of course was fixed here, so she won't be having any puppies. We also microchip our animals here, so if God forbid, if Sammy gets out, it would be very, very easy to track down her new owners to get her back to them. So that's all included in the $110 adoption fee.
Which, once again, definitely a bargain.
Yeah. I let people know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I let people know it's probably the least expensive thing you're going to pay for is their adoption fee.
Yeah, probably. And it comes with so many extras when you go through the Sacramento SPCA. The process, once again, starts with a visit to the Sacramento SPCA's website. You can get more information there about Sammy or the many other adoptable animals. Although I have to say, Marnie, when you gave me the tour last weekend, there's a lot of room for more animals. You've had a run on adoptions lately, haven't you?
We have had some great adoptions. So we've even, it's kind of a phenomenon of the pandemic and we're not the only shelter that's had this lovely silver lining. Since people are at home or staying at home more often, we have had especially dogs just fly out the door. And also adult cats, which usually stay around for, a significant amount of time. So we've just been very, very fortunate that this has been a perfect storm for us to have people have a new pet in their homes, huh, Sammy? Yeah, you're such a good girl. And she's so cute, and she definitely is an active dog. So she's going to need a family that wants to do a lot of outdoor activities. Like walking her, and like I said, she walks really well. Taking her on hikes or long walks. Maybe camping dog. I think he'd be great, wouldn't you, Sammy? He'd be a good camping dog. Yes, you would. Come here, sweetheart.
I would love a dog to go hiking and running with me. Unfortunately, those dogs don't do well in apartments. So
I know, and that's the thing. Yeah, I would say she's definitely not an apartment dog just because of her size and her energy. And she's young. She's under 2 years old. So we always say the under 2-year-olds are going to need. They're like teenagers. They're still growing. Not physically, but mentally. So that means, I know, here, we're going to do this so we can see you a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. Good girl. So yeah, they definitely are still in the training stage, and all that. But the cool thing is she is so young. So a family, whoever adopts her will have her for a nice long time.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for letting us visit with Sammy. And I feel like she's going to deplete your treats any minute now.
I know.
I need to let you go so you can restock.
In fact, I'm like, breaking them up into tiny little pieces because we don't want you to weigh more than 90 pounds. No, we do not. So a little treat can go a long way. Oh, boo-boo, that's a good girl.
Well, thank you again for sharing Sammy with us, and I hope she finds an amazing home soon. I'm pretty sure she will. When people see how
so too.
she is.
Oh, she's found the treat bag. Yeah, I think our fingers are crossed. I don't think you're going to be here much longer, my angel. Get you a good girl. Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you both have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Oh, you are very welcome. See you next week.